Well, let me introduce you to another secret of being an amazing leader to a great team. This one's called be present. A big part of this is also for you to be mentally there. I mean, you can't be in office, you can't be with your team and be thinking about something else, be preoccupied with what happened at home, outside of work. It's important that when you're with your team, that you're there physically and mentally. And there's this whole concept called association, to be associated, to be there. And one of the good ways to practice this is to keep your eyes open and see what you see around you, that your team members or the laptop screen or your client, hear what you hear, smell, taste, touch, bring all your senses back to the present. And you can try this out. I'm going to give you a few seconds, so you can pause this video. I want you to see what you see, hear what you hear, smell what you smell, taste what you taste, and feel the sensation of touch all around you. And do this together. It's not about seeing, cutting yourself off, hearing, cutting yourself off, and then when you're hearing, you're not really using your visual senses properly. It's about doing all these and being as specific as you can in terms of what you see, hearing clearly, seeing clearly, smelling perfectly, tasting properly, and feeling completely the senses all around you. If you want, you can pause this video, try that out, try being in that space for a few seconds, and then you can put the video back on. If you've done this right, then you would feel more alert and present in whatever you were doing. And by the way, when I say associate, it's not about cutting yourself off and, if you're in office, you're going to be doing different things like sending an email, talking to somebody, being on the phone, having a conference call, having a meeting, having a discussion. You've got to be present there. It's not about cutting yourself off and saying, okay, I'm going to close my eyes, sit in a closed room and do this. No. You have to be doing what you're doing and still present. That's the secret. That's one part of being present. The other part of being present is to be physically present. If something's happening in your team, especially when something's going wrong, that's the worst time for you to exit. That's the worst day. The day when something's going wrong in office is the worst day for you to pack your laptop quickly and escape the office and escape the difficulty of that situation. The day something's going wrong is the worst day for you to sort of act really busy with your work and not be there for your team, which is in total turmoil. It's important that you be present in the places that you need it. By the way, not just in the bad stuff, even in the positive areas. If it's somebody's birthday, or if it's a celebration, or if something's going on, it's important that you be present. So being there is an important idea for you to be able to demonstrate as an effective leader for a great team. And a lot of times leaders think they have to be there and try to go and question people or answer questions or solve their problem or maybe even jump into their shoes and do their work for them. No. If they ask you for help, of course, you're going to go ahead and help them. But many times as a leader, just being there, just being in the office, just being with your team. Maybe something happened with the client and the client's really disappointed and calling and blasting somebody over the phone or sending stinkers through emails. It's important that you just be there. They're going to reach out to you for support if needed because you have been a great leader and you've been able to delegate work properly and you've taken a competent team. They're going to handle it, but you just have to be there when this happens. Being present physically and mentally where you're required is an important dimension. Imagine your team is celebrating something like a great success to a project. It's important that you be present. If you say, oh, it's happening on Saturday and I'm not going to come, I can't make it to office because you just, for some reason, you're busy with something else. You, as a good leader, as a great team leader, have to try your best to be there and be present physically. The more you don't do this, the more your leadership credibility drops. Because there's a lot of, this whole series of sessions is about building and leading great teams. There's a lot of team building that happens as a result of you being present. There are a lot of sides of people that you get to see, which you might not see in a typical day in office, if all of you just went out for lunch. And if you're not there, you're going to miss out on those snippets, and therefore understand your team less. And your team's going to know each other better than you know any of them. And that's not necessarily a good place to be in. So the two important things for you, or the next big secret for you to be a good leader is to be present where you are and not be zoned out or not be preoccupied, and also to be present wherever you're required, good, bad, or ugly. Try these out. These are fantastic secrets to being a great leader to a great team.